All right, welcome everybody joining us on Facebook and our YouTube channel as well. I have in the background today a little picture of a village, actually not far, just outside of Lyon, where I am. And as you can tell, it's a medieval village that is still inhabited and thriving, actually. Just people live in very old homes, as you can see behind me. This was taken 2 years ago when I was here last time. All right, we're going to get started right away. So as I just did, find a comfortable sitting position. Close your eyes and turn your attention onto the breath. Simply observing the body as it is breathing in, as it is breathing out. Notice that I always choose my words as carefully as I can when I say noticing the body breathing in and the body breathing out, because English leads us astray by having the ego claim authorship of the act of breathing. We say, I am breathing. I, the ego, the separate sense of self, me, is doing the breathing, where in fact that is not truth. If we pay close attention, breathing is happening without me having anything to do with it. Which is good, because when me disappears at night, when the body sleeps, the body still is able to breathe. It doesn't require, it never had and never will require an I, a me, to enact breathing. So let attention rest on the body, the sensations of the body as the air enters the body through the nostrils, and the sensations as the air exits the body through the nostrils. The body itself is doing the breathing. And if you start to really pay attention to this truth we just discovered, that there is no I, no me, no self doing the breathing, then we start to extrapolate from that and look at other things that are happening, that the body is doing, that doesn't require the existence of an I or a me. In fact, if we start to really pay close attention to any sensation of anything happening through the body, there is no I or me there. Although we say I am digesting, there is no I doing any digesting. There is just digesting happening. Just like we would never say, I am beating my heart, yet heart beating is happening. Breathing, heart beating, digesting, birthing and dying of cells, thousands of cells every moment. Chemical exchanges happening within the body every second. Just the simple act of inhaling and exhaling, that's an amazing chemical exchange right there. We're not growing our hair. We can, as we continue to pay attention to all physical happenings, we can see that there are no requirements, no needs, no necessity to have an I or a me connected to any of it. It's important to gain insight as we meditate and become the observer of this experience. I'm even being careful with using the word our. As we stand as the witness, as the observer of experience, of happening. I like happening because it is a verb in the present tense. And really, and at the physical level, clearly, if we pay clear attention, there is no I, no me, and therefore no mine whatsoever responsible for any physical happening. There is the observing, but no doing on the part of a separate I, a me, that would be somewhere contained, I guess, within the body, if we were to start to also explore where that me, that I, that name we carry around, where that is, where is this me hiding? Some of us might continue this exploration and say, well, as Descartes said, I think, therefore I am. So perhaps the me is somewhere there where thinking happens. If there is an I or a me that is the owner or the author of thoughts, where it might reside, then we would expect that authorship, that ownership, to include the power of creation. If there is an I that is the author of thinking, then that I needs to be able to think whatever it wants, control whatever thought arises, as the author, as the owner, as the creator of thought. And yet in meditation, we definitely observe that thinking is definitely out of our control. In fact, it is a major distraction of our practice. When we want to stay focused on the breath, for example, unwanted thoughts come and distract us. But if they are unwanted, how can they be unwanted if the me, the I, is the author of those thoughts? How can we have unwanted thoughts? And as our meditation continues to deepen in practice over time, we realize that not only that me, that I, isn't the author, the owner of thoughts, but that in fact it is contained. It only exists in those thoughts. That I, or me, is a story, a thought concept, construct. And thinking, just as heart beating, is just happening. There is no controller, no author. If there was, and that controller was us, you or me, we could just stop thinking, which would be very good when we're trying to quiet down and meditate. And obviously we're unable to have any kind of control over thinking. And yet, there is this sense of presence, of an observer, a seer, a perceiver, a witness, aware of all those sensations, all those thoughts, all those emotions, desires arising. And that presence, that awareness, awares all of it, yet is contained by none of it. It exists prior to anything arising. It was the face you had before Abraham was born. It is always here in the background, always aware. And sometimes mistakenly it identifies itself with the content. It believes itself to be the body, it believes itself to be the thoughts. And over time, by force of habit, it forgets that it is neither the body nor the mind, but that which is in fact aware of the body and the mind. The container within which the body and the mind are known, are arising. Meditation helps us create all the spaciousness between the content arising and the awareing of the content. Help us free ourselves from the drama of the stories of the mind and our identification with this character inside of the stories we have called me. To see that me playing all the roles it is playing on the stage of awareness. I have invited you several times, and maybe today we can do that again, to use the mantra, the Hebrew mantra from the Torah, Hineni, meaning I am here, as a way to often practice being present. But it is an I am here that has an I am, that is in bad French, actually it's not really French at all, is a double entendre. On one side, it points to an illusion of a separate self, a me. I am here. On the other hand, it is calling us to step back and to drop into the awareness of that presence that is here, that is telling us through these words to remember that that which is here is not the separate sense of self. It's never been the separate sense of self. It is I am. It is the great I am that is always here. And so we can use this mantra to help ourselves drop into that presence as that presence, to call it up and remember that that which is here is I am. We'll enter with the Shalom chant, and I will let you, with each out breath, call up in the silence, I am here. And if you want to do it in Hebrew, Hineni, Hineni. Inhaling, exhaling, Hineni, I am here. I am always here. Hineni. I am here. I am always here. And whether as we close this meditation, you remember that I am here, or you go about forgetting and identifying again with the story and this false sense of authorship or false sense of ownership, it doesn't matter. I will still always be here. And you'll find me again the moment you remember. But for now, you can pretend that it is a separate you that is taking a deeper breath, a separate you that is willing your body to stretch this way or that way. A separate you that in just a second will invite a shalom chant into this space to close this practice, that we might all go about the rest of our day being part of the great play of the world unfolding before us, dedicating our practice to the benefit of all beings, that all beings might find greater wholeness, greater harmony, and ultimately inner peace, that all beings might find shalom. 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 Modeni, thank you.
Madani.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Madani. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Danny, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You prevailed over the windstorm.
Once again.
Tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Rabbi.
Rabbi. Thank you, everyone.
Madani.
Take care.
Shalom.
you, Rabbi. Have a
You're
great
welcome.
night.
I say good night and have a good day today. Take care, everyone.
You too.